अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to another episode of Hafta and a very happy Diwali to all our listeners and viewers.
Happy Diwali!
Yes, and as I will announce later in the show, you can actually gift people, friends, relatives, people you care about, some Diwali goodies, which can also support journalism. The link is in the show notes below. So we have lots of things that are useful in everyday use and for journalism. So do avail of our Diwali hamper of Newslaundry to spread the light not just of Diwali but of democracy and an independent free media as well. So before we get on to the headlines and discussion, let me introduce the panel in the studio today who have not gone on Diwali break. Is Raman Kirpal.
Hello.
Manisha Pande.
Hello.
And joining us on Zoom from Washington is Seema Sirohi. Welcome, Seema.
Thank you.
Before we get into the discussion, I had a couple of announcements for our subscribers and our viewers. The second episode of our series with Srinivasan Jain, our producer Priyali and researcher Supriya is out. It is on, what is this one on?
It's on Kamala Harris and her faltering campaign, quote unquote.
Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails. Just imagine.
It's scaring me. It's about 50-50 right now, and it's really
50.
scary.
It's scaring. Trump is someone who many people feel is a threat to democracy. And yet the polls just show both of them tied.
It's crazy.
We're coming out here, to spread awareness about the election and let people within the Muslim community know to go out there and not vote for Trump and not vote for Kamala, because both of them have been advocating for an ongoing genocide inside of Gaza.
You think that could actually be a make or break thing that might make a difference between victory and defeat?
It could be. There are a lot of Muslims, a lot of young people who this issue is a deal breaker, where they might vote for a third party candidate or not vote at all.
So this, the budget was actually about 24 lakh. We've collected about 12 or 13 lakh. We'll probably take this down, but it would be great if the NRI audience who are in America could maybe contribute a little bit each and top it up. The QR code is here. Because we want to continue to do at least one international story a year with a high-profile senior journalist for reasons I've explained in past haftas. So do support us. And happy Diwali. So do gift your loved ones Diwali hamper. The link is in the show notes below. See all these lovely things that you can get. Diwali goodies. Plus you can gift a subscription to a friend whose life needs to be lit up with more informed and public interest journalism. So please make sure you do that. And Manisha, Atul, etc. are going to be traveling for the Maharashtra election. So do contribute to that. There is a link for that as well. And there's this QR code which is going to stay on for a while. So you can also...
Maharashtra and Jharkhand.
Topped J&K and Haryana very quickly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Maharashtra
It's taking longer,
Jharkhand
yeah.
is taking longer. Is it lack of interest in these two states? We don't know, but please top it up.
Please, yeah. The QR code is there. So let's just get to the, one of the key headlines that we've discussed and this week is this entire Nijjar issue. And, like the headline stated that in the Canadian hearings, now they have named at least who's the MP? What's his name? It says here. Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs David Morrison has suggested that it is Mr. Amit Shah ordered the hit. Now, I was listening to a BBC podcast, Seema. There they say while the support for Canada from the Four Eyes or whatever it's called has not been Five Eyes, it has been enough to make Canada satisfied because Britain has said that sovereignty cannot be impacted like this. But the US hasn't really weighed in. How big a deal is this?
It is a big deal, but the relationship India has with Canada compared to the relationship with the United States, completely different. So the way the whole issue has been treated by the US has been more sort of deliberate, more diplomatic, you might call it. But Canada, the moment this whole issue came up, Justin Trudeau went public, and it seemed like a political move from his side. The relationship with Canada is become so toxic now for India, and it is not just under Modi. It's been there from before. The Canadians have paid zero attention to the Khalistani problem. And I know for a fact, and I've interviewed legislators, members, or politicians who were attacked by Khalistanis because they took a stand. Indians, I mean, Indo-Canadians. So, I mean, those guys are just goons.
Yeah, sorry, one quick question. Like, how far do the freedom of speech laws extend? Because I saw one where he's pretty much saying that, board a flight at your own peril. He's suggesting that they'll bomb an aircraft. Isn't that an offense that you should be arrested on? I mean,
because it's call to violence.
And not just call to violence, you're suggesting that there's a bomb on one of these aircrafts. I mean, how is that okay?
I get so frustrated. I say, like, if supposing there is another episode like the Kanishka bombing, is that what we're waiting for, to punish these people who are openly inciting? And some madcap will actually do it. Then what?
No, I'm just saying that in India, if anybody tweets something like this, you will be prosecuted under NSA Act. And you won't be out of the jail.
You can go to UAPA for quoting Gandhi.
It will be non-bailable warrant.
That's a different thing altogether. India is another.
2024 is different level. That we can't go by. But coming to what Manisha was saying, the election, I saw this very interesting conversation between Bill Maher and that Fox host. I'll just tell you her name. She's a Trump supporter.
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly, correct. And that's the only time I've seen a intelligent person articulate, man or woman articulate this point. He says, how can you be okay with this? She says, yeah, those are problematic, etc. But he talks. We know Trump says all this. None of it will happen. She says, you guys said the same thing about Bush. You said the same thing about Romney. You said the same thing about McCain. It is a recurring theme of the Democrats.
To understand the Trump phenomenon, you have to go back to the first election, 2016, when he won for the first time. As a billionaire, he was somehow able to connect with the working class people who had lost jobs, people whom the Democratic Party had forgotten, literally. So today you have this flip happening, that the Republican Party is the working class party. And Democrats are the elite party. They are the party of the two coasts, on the West Coast and the East Coast. He tapped into it and he really connected with them. Then during the 4 years that he was president, actually the economy was doing well till COVID hit, right? So they have good memories of that. There were no wars going on. So all these things that he says in his campaign speeches now, partially they are correct. And the immigration issue, it is only Democrats have to blame only themselves for it. Because when Biden became president,
which of the two issues has the winning, proposition, abortion or illegal
abortion is also a big issue.
Immigration?
See, immigration is working for Trump, abortion is working for Kamala Harris. Question will be, since the election is so close, it's so neck and neck, that whether enough women will turn out for Kamala Harris, and whether she can attract some of those Republicans who supported Nikki Haley, for example, who don't like this kind of, talk that Trump does. Those Republicans are up for grabs too. And many of them are in Pennsylvania, which is the most.
So, Seema, the election happens on the 5th, right?
5th of November.
And the result will be available by when?
Hopefully that night itself, if things are not contested. But there's a lot of speculation here now that both parties have hired thousands of lawyers across the country to question any kind of, doubt they might have. So who knows when we'll know the results, especially.
I want to talk about this whole Lawrence Bishnoi as a phenomena, pop culture phenomena. Actually, when Seema was saying, I saw a show on Netflix. I thought she'd suggest the same one that Raman suggested last time. Hollywood Wives versus Fabulous Wives.
Bollywood Wives.
But
you're going to interview one of them.
Hopefully.
Ta-da! Big reveal.
We will not say who right now, but I will probably be interviewing one.
It'll be from the Delhi camp.
I was thinking as a pop culture phenomena, this Lawrence Bishnoi guy. I was speaking with a fairly senior cop a few days ago, and he was laughing and he's saying, the Indian public is so simple or so gullible. This guy, they don't let him go to any other prison. He's in a Gujarat prison. There was some case in Maharashtra, but he will not be sent to any other police.
Yes.
No other police is going to get access to him.
Yes. No, they will. Maharashtra police can, but he will not go to Maharashtra.
They have to come there.
They will get only if the judiciary will give permission.
So they maybe have to come and under supervision of the Gujarat police.
But judiciary hasn't given permission to Maharashtra police so far
to interrogate
which
him.
Is a big thing because even the Punjab police they had interrogated him in Tihar jail. So that person who had interrogated had spoken to our reporter Pratyush and he.
How long back was this interrogation happening?
This was about 15-20 days ago. We had spoken to him. This interrogation had taken place when he killed that singer, Punjabi singer.
Musewala.
So he was saying that, he confided that nothing is... He's so...
Now while you have this whole online PR campaign for him as this Sanatani Dawn, our answer to Dawood Ibrahim. And just last year, the NIA accused him of having links with Khalistanis. So he's and his associate Goldie Barar, basically, in their gang, they have Khalistanis, they support arms, they have... So suddenly today, he's apparently an assassin who's killing Khalistanis. But till 1 year ago, our own agency was saying that he's a Khalistani himself.
Bas, muft mein itna ich milega. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to the Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.